Good morning, guys, on day 6 on the Camino Portuguese, the central route. Yes, today is gonna be the last day walking in Portugal. I'm gonna get just before Tui on the other side of the bridge, just so that I can see Spain on the other side. Wow. Today is also the last day that I'm gonna have this beer because I wanna shave it off as soon as I get to the border so that tomorrow I start the new stage fresh and clean. Woke up this morning at 6:30 in the morning and I went to the bar right across from the Municipal Albergue just to have breakfast, and I had, of course, a café con leche and a ham and cheese sandwich because I don't want a repeat of what has happened already twice on this Camino. Here's the albergue where I spent the night. It's a cold morning, which is more than welcome with the fog blanketing the countryside, but it's gonna get hot in the afternoon and it's gonna get hot in the days ahead. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna be 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is crazy. A mere 19 kilometers separate me from Spain. It is also gonna be bittersweet because I don't think most of my family is gonna walk tomorrow 32 kilometers. So I may have to say goodbye to them today. It's the end of a bunch of things, you know? The end of Portugal, the end of walking with my family. I don't know, we'll see. The end of this beer. And today we have a small climb. I think overall we're gaining about 300 meters, but then losing 400 in total. And it's gonna be an easy day. It is cool, I had to enjoy it. I've been sleeping with my fan every single night and it has been just perfect. I have baked here in Europe over many heat waves, and I wanted to try something new, and the fan just hit the spot. Especially during the day when it warms up, and I put it right here.
Ah, sì. Piacere della vita.
They're starting to call me Inspector Gadget because I got all the cool gadgets on this Camino. Are they right? Who knows? Like a picture perfect spot. Since we're halfway through the Camino Portuguese, about to leave Portugal for Spain, I think it is time, it's overdue, to do a recap. As you guys already know, I started in August 16, 2023. You know, I started from Porto. I've already done the coastal, so I wanted to know what the central was all about. After walking the Camino Frances this past May, and seeing how crowded it was and how hard it was for so many people to find a bed, I decided to pre-book all my accommodations from Porto all the way to Santiago. Since I already had all the accommodations, I threw in there the luggage transfer just because, you know, I spent about a week on vacation with my wife and son in Porto and Lisboa, so I had extra stuff that I wanted to bring along. Now, been walking for 6 days already met my family, my Camino family, full of interesting characters, to say the least. The landscape has been walking through the countryside for the most part, hilly at sometimes. Yesterday was the hottest day with a massive climb compared to what we've done. The things that I don't like is that there are many sections when you're walking on busy roads with little to no shoulder. That's the downside. I think the coastal one is much prettier, but then again, I met quite a few pilgrims that have made the jump from the coastal to here because they say every day is more of the same. I don't know. I asked them, have you seen this? Have you seen that or that? And I think they completely missed it. So, last day in Portugal, let's enjoy it. It's a short day. I'm all by myself, but not for long, because I think Emmanuel is right behind me. And we are back in the eucalyptus forest that I like so much. Even though the road is not far away, I'd rather be down here. We're making our way down after getting to the top of the climb where there was that church in that small little village with a bar, and now it's just a nice descent through a mud-covered stone forest with the birds singing in the distance. Now let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of booking everything in advance versus just winging it. As you guys know, I've done everything out here on the Camino. I have slept on the floor in France, I have camped, I have stayed in municipal albergues, jeets, pensiones, the donativos, hotels, 1 star, 3 stars, whatever, you name it, I've done it all. And of course, it's nice when you have everything booked ahead. You don't have to worry about finding a place to stay every day, but at the same time, you're locked. You can't change your plans. And if you start walking with a group of people and they are not lined up with you in the stages, you're gonna have to say goodbye to them eventually, which I think will be the case for me tonight. Now, if you're doing it, just winging it, as I did in my first Camino, well, my first few Caminos, then you have the freedom of just staying wherever you feel like it, wherever you find a bed. If it's only one person, usually you can find it anywhere. The cons of that is that you're constantly on the lookout for the stages. You're thinking about, am I gonna stay in this town? Do I have the strength to continue? Should I stop? I mean, it adds another layer to the Camino, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that that's bad. I also enjoy that aspect. And if you're walking with people, then you have the freedom of tagging along with them all the way to Santiago. I love this place, man. Look at this. So at the 75% of the way, I decided to stop for a mid-morning coffee and also some sparkling water and a banana. And while I was there, I met another pilgrim from Germany. I met her yesterday, Christina. She was sitting by a stream, letting her feet in the cold waters. She was showing me all the prawns that were swimming in there. And I decided, you know what, let's just give her one of the stamps. She also gave me a little bit of her backstory.
My name is Christina. I'm from Germany, near Hamburg, between Hamburg and Bremen, Sittensen. And I'm doing this way first because I wanted to do some vacations alone and because I had a hard time. One of my best friends died. Yeah, no problem. Some weeks ago, and this is like a healthy way, and yeah.
Yes. And have you done any other caminos before?
No, this is my first time, but I will come back.
You like it?
Doing another way,
you
another
like
camino.
Camino? Okay, one camino.
Buen camino.
And from there, we decided to walk together the remaining 25% of the way to this town, which is behind me, Valença, where I'm staying today. Medieval walls, you know, you name it, the whole 9 yards. We stopped at the main plaza where we met all the other pilgrims, and I decided, you know what, it's noon already, let's have lunch. So I had a tinto de verano, a salmon croissant, and some sparkling water. I also had a chance to give my new friends the scallop shell, which seems to be the most popular stamp on the trip so far. It is at 1 p.m. and my albergue opens at 3. My luggage is already there. Most of the pilgrims are continuing on to Tui, which is right across from the river, but I want to get there tomorrow. I want to end today's stage here in Portugal and start a new journey tomorrow morning. Mine, oh mine, why does it always have to be a mission? And no, I'm not talking about the albergue. I got there at 2 p.m., an hour before check-in was due, and I was the first one in line, and I still got a top bunk bed. But it doesn't matter. I have a 180-degree field of view from my bed, just enough to figure out that I don't know anybody. I don't know whether these pilgrims started here, or if they're coming from the coastal Camino, or if they did a double stage, but you know, I'm on my own once again. My family right now is in Spain. Over there, I'll be crossing over that bridge tomorrow morning and heading once again into Spain. Look, Mom, Spain, over there. I just realized that I'm getting to Santiago on Saturday, and I thought my flight was on Monday, and as it turns out, it is on Sunday. So I had to book an overnight bus ride from Santiago to Lisbon. I will be getting there at 5:45 in the morning, and then I have a flight at 11 o'clock. I kind of freaked out for a second because I thought, what do I do? Do I do longer stages to try to get to Santiago a day before, and then I have a travel day? Do I take a flight out of Santiago to Lisbon, which was kind of expensive? Do I just call it quits by the time I make it to Redondela, where the Camino from the coast joins the central? I have already blocked from then on. But luckily for me, you know, I just found that bus ride, and you know, I keep adding money to the pot, to the donation box. Iberia has the cake. I have lost so many national flights in Spain that is just incredible. So yeah, there's Spain. They are 1 hour ahead, so right now it's 8:30 over there, 7:30 over here. So now I have to kind of adjust my clock, my alarms for the sunrise, because instead of being at 6:45 in the morning, now they're gonna be at 7:45. If my math is correct, I'll figure it out tomorrow morning. Dinner came at a restaurant facing the plaza, and I went for the picanha with sangria, rice, beans, fries, and closed it with a cortadito. Delicious, delicious food all around. Goodbye, Portugal. I want to thank the trail angel of the day. Thank you so much, Steve De Leon, for your trail magic. And yes, tomorrow I'm waking up extra early because we got a 34, 35. Who knows how long that day is gonna be. A new stage in the journey. You know, now we're back in Spain. We're saying goodbye to Portugal, and we're one day closer to Santiago. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30. We'll see.